This is going to be the family head 9/9 clear using Tressa, Mika, and Beryl. Beryl is just here. She's a filler unit, honestly. Like, I have a bit of draw cards on her, but she not recommended. Use, like, literally any other unit, like Hugo, Cassius, Ray. It's just, I wanted to use a non-5-star, and I haven't really built these units that well. So we're gonna roll with Beryl instead. I'll show the run, and then we can take a look at their builds and everything. So this turn 1, this Fragment of Empty Void, completely useless because it's all initiation cards. And you can also see I kind of waste 2 AP here, because I have 2 superconductive proteins and I don't need any AP for my first turn. It's just because these save datas aren't optimized at all. Like, this tactical analysis has no epiphany on it. But this is just your standard Shadow reload deck with, we have 3 here, and we're just gonna spam Shadow Daggers, spam heals. Beryl is kind of just sandbagging here, though she does give a little bit of card draw for a bit. I also don't have a good epiphany on my Beryl draw card. Normally, you'd want more draw, but I have the Mark 1, which kind of sucks. There's not too much to say about this, besides me misplaying. I did hold Eloise a bit. I reset for Eloise plus Arwen, and I didn't use Eloise because I wanted to wait for this turn, where I finally rolled a Gear Bank, and we can start spamming, and you can see this is the wrong epiphany on the Guilty Pleasure. I also forgot to play Eloise for a little bit, but we're going to just use Eloise to unload an unholy amount of weakens onto the boss, and it's pretty much going to cover the entire fight. One thing you can do with the boss is you do want to try and play, if you have a bunch of attack cards to play, you want to try and play your lower damage cards first because of the damage reduction. So just get the damage reduction out of the way. It's 2 hits per turn, and then you can play your slightly higher damage ones. We finally got our Curse Gouge, and that plus Eloise, plus the other Agony card that we played earlier, we can start just spamming everything. This turn, if I had a Epiphany on my Vital attack, especially the one that increases Agony damage, would have been very, very nice to have here, but unfortunately, I don't have it. So, pretty big damage loss here from not having it, unfortunately, but it is what it is. One thing is just because I'm using that card just for damage and AP generation honestly. I figured since I had the Agony on attack card plus Curse Gouge down, I'd rather just play the cards. My Beryl isn't contributing too much damage, so yeah, I'd rather just get more Agony stacks in and get more EP. Especially the charge shot being 2 cost, you're not always going to have a good chance to play it. Another thing that I don't think I do too well is, especially later on in the fight, once the boss starts doing more damage, try and play your heal cards last. If you can get the boss to act, like, play your heal card if you need to, and then play all your Shadow Daggers, because if you can get the boss to act before you play your heal cards, then you can heal up his damage. There, I play the Arwen just for the... I used it for damage instead of for healing. I could have saved it for later, which might have been better, to be honest, but I wanted to use it there just because I still had the Agony imprint on. You can see my game lagging from all of the Agony procs. It was a little bit of a waste, though, using it at near full HP. And I'm going to hold the Blessing of Waves here, because I wanted to save it for healing. We don't need to use it this turn. And again, just using up all of my AP. The Portrait of Fury, I'm trying to do my best to count to 8 here. Ideally, you play that when you have exactly 8 cards. And this is the thing I mentioned where I was a bit tunneled on trying to get to 8 cards, but I probably should have force the boss to move first some other way, let it hit me, and then play my heal cards. But now we can just let it act, and then we can start healing up. Luckily, we're still able to heal the full here, no problem. I also probably should have played unlimited firepower for the shield ahead of time, but again, we healed the full, so it's not a huge issue here. And now we hit turn 6, and we have to start being pretty careful about how much damage we're taking. Important, with the boss acting so fast, you want to definitely make use of multi-hit cards. That's why I play Vital Attack here, because I only had 2 turns. I want to get rid of as much hunger as possible. You can see the damage goes down pretty significantly with each hunger stack that you remove. This is where stuff like Rally, or even Wanderer of the Void, provided you have enough card draw, becomes very useful, just to make sure you have enough time to get all of your like hits in to remove the hunger stacks. I kind of greeded for damage there, doing first into first gouge. I figured I'd be able to remove enough stacks to be okay and get 4 hits in there, and then I played that because I would still have 1 turn left, and this should be the 5th hunger. We're pretty much able to tank that fine. And yeah, I have a 0-cost card, was debating playing it because you're limited by mostly how many cards you play. Boss is gonna kill me, probably. So I want to try and kill him before he takes his turn. So I want to limit the number of cards I play, so I just played it that turn, even though it would have been slightly higher damage this turn, but we had enough agony stacks that he's pretty much dead now. Okay, so that is the clear. Like I mentioned, this is a pretty... I would say the team comp itself is not fantastic. This is really because I didn't have anybody else to use besides Beryl. I mean, I have Hugo, of course. I have not farmed a raid deck in the new season, and I haven't built my Cassius yet. Cassius would be so much better. This is really just showing how easy the family head is, if anything. Let's go ahead and take a look at all of their builds. We'll start off with Tressa. So Tressa, I do have triple Shadow Reload, but the everything else is pretty bad. Like, I don't have an Epiphany on my Vital Attack, don't have an Epiphany on my Curse, and then Rally, I didn't get an Epiphany either, and there's also a lot more Faint Memory to work with. Like, I could have picked up a couple more Rallies, or a Wanderer of the Void, honestly, goes super well here, because it's potentially, like, you'd be able to stall out some of his actions. Mostly relevant on the last turn. I think I like Rally a lot more than Wanderer of the Void against this boss, but there's just a lot more room for Faint Memory in this build, and if you get the Agony, the ideal one here, of course, would be plus 50% Agony damage, would have helped a lot. Curse, you want the one that 2 turns when using attack cards, because we're just spamming so many attack cards. So yeah, I think even though I have triple Shadow Reload, not having the right Epiphany on these two, I'm going to crash. I have to exit out of... I can't AFK in the Laboratory 0. Keep on forgetting about this. Okay, I'm back. This time not going to AFK in Lab 0 so I don't crash. I removed their 2 basics. You keep the heal, because with triple Shadow Reload, the heal is honestly good. It's just straight up the same thing as Unsheathed Dagger, really. And then besides that, I think this is fine. The piece, it's like... there are better ones, but it's not that relevant. The one that gives you shield from level 30, City of Mist. You get shield on card exhaust. You get a pretty decent amount of shield at how many cards you're exhausting. And then for the weapon, of course, if you have the mythic 40% damage 0 cost cards, that would also be better. For her gear, I have her like this. I really wish there was a way to show the stats better, but this is not good. I don't have a better replacement yet. Ideally, I would just go with attack percent, honestly. I have an attack percent piece somewhere, but I don't have like a good replacement for some of these other pieces. It's really just focus on damage over time, attack, and void damage is all you really need to do here. You could also go 2-2-2, but I have so many void pieces from farming attack set that I'm just going to use them. Partner is, of course, just Eloise. I should probably upgrade her a bit just with how much I use her. And then the, what else was there? Potential. Pretty standard stuff. I do have this. I don't think I actually have the extra 8% value yet, but probably should also upgrade the unique eventually, because her Shadow Daggers do count as unique cards. So this is something I'll be working on in the future. And for her ego, I have her a bit hard to tell, but I have her at ego 2. Next up, let's take a look at Mika. We're saving Beryl for last because she doesn't matter. My Mika is completely maxed out. Not super relevant because I kind of waste the... I completely waste the energy. It's really unnecessary. If your Mika is E6, you don't need the superconductive protein. The better thing would be the little book that applies a random debuff when you get hit. Because you're getting hit like 3 times, so it'll just 3 debuffs on the boss every single turn, pretty much. Well, on every single attack action. I just have this... Like, this build needs a lot of work. I think this... the sword and the chest, there's better pieces to work with. This was just a build that I used specifically for the heal dagger Tressa build, because I kept the water barrier, source of water, blessing of waves, and then this one I didn't get the epiphany, but ideally you would pick up this one, because it actually heals you on usage, so it would also generate 3 shadow daggers. I prefer this one a lot more than getting 1 more wave, just because, I mean, it's 3 shadow daggers, but unfortunately I didn't get an epiphany on this run. And then I don't know how I ended up with this many gear bags, honestly. I just thought it'd be kind of funny to go for 4 gear bags. This is probably the not-so-relatable part of this, having 4 gear bags. But again, my Beryl is basically just sandbagging here. She's not really contributing much. So I think I kind of evens it out. Her potential, I probably over-invested in her, to be honest. I don't think you really need to, like, invest in her that much. Yeah, I don't think it, like, really matters. And then I went over her ego already. Her memory fragments. Wow, I should give her some gear. Okay, I'll take a look at that eventually. Ideally, you probably just defense set, basic, and... Well, basic if you really want to. That's probably the least important part. Defense set, maybe HP set. Ego recovery, main stat on the boots, if you can, would probably be nice. I should start enhancing some of these. Yeah, my Mika, I completely forgot about her gear, honestly. Beryl. Let's take a look at her save data first. This was a quick Beryl that I did for my... This is the wrong save data. This is not the one I was using. I was using this one, I think. Yeah, this was a quick one that I did just to use with Haru. 2 chocolate bars. Ideally, you would have more. This is only 100 faint memory. There's definitely room for, like, 1 more duplicate. The forbidden thing I kind of picked up for fun, and it actually works out decently here. It helps a lot with the card drawing and stuff, though I think you'd rather just have a chocolate bar, to be honest. The Mark II is also not fantastic. I think you would much prefer the epiphanies that either lets you use the card twice before exhausting it, or lets you draw 2 on the turn right after. Just pretty much either you get... Yeah, it's like the same card pretty much, just when you get to use them. So that would be better if I had more chocolate bars too. And then, besides that, I think like everything is fine. The charge shot, if you're going to use Beryl like this, Which I would say, like, you probably don't want to use Beryl in this team comp. Like, use Hugo, use Cassius, Ray, literally anything else. But I think there's an argument to be had for the 3-cost one that scales down, because you're kind of just not using this card much. But yeah, this is just a very basic Beryl build. Not too much to say about it. Also, I had double superconductive protein, so it's definitely overkill on how much energy I'm using on turn 1, since you only have 4 cards. I also did not use this at all, so Beryl was literally just here to have a 4th free unit, and because I actually had gear on her. Partner, just Nakia. I should upgrade this, but I don't think I have materials. And memory fragments. This is also a work in progress. This is the gear that I was doing for the retain upgrade Beryl build, which I'm currently farming out. This is just because I enhanced this a while ago. Okay. Nothing too special here. And then for her ego, I also have her completely maxed out from the Haru banner. But yeah, this Beryl wasn't really doing that much in this fight. She like did a tiny bit of damage and had a bit of draw, but that was it. Anyways, that is it for the family head. Definitely much easier than the previous one. On the previous one, you basically had like 2 cards a hand, because you would have like, maybe not exactly 2, but you had 3 a hand, or 3 a turn because of the Contaminate card. On average, you draw 1 Contaminate every single turn, then you have the Slippery thing, which was also very annoying to deal with. But yeah, good luck with your family head runs.